Well, hello there in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today, well, we have a beauty in front of us, the V100 Mandello. It's a Moto Guzzi with the transverse engine, but this one is different from all the other Moto Guzzis because this one has liquid cooled elements. And as you can see, instead of the exhaust coming up from the front, it's coming up from the side. Give it a little bit different aesthetics. This one has Brembo brakes, and it has some elements that not every other bike has, which are electronically adjustable winglets. Let's see if we can figure out how to work them. But anyway, this is a beautiful bike. It's sort of like a crossover thing because it's sporty but upright, and it doesn't have long legs like its brother, the Stelvio, which we're gonna, well, check out a little bit later. But let's see what this is all about. Look at the single-sided swing arm. Even the exhaust looks nice. Italians do know how to make a design, right? Let's check out the back of this bike. And then it is not chain-driven, as you can see. It has a shaft. And then check out this suspension. You have adjustability here, but look at this. It's on the side, so let's see if it doesn't feel weird or anything. But it's great that we finally get a chance to check it out. Well, let's see if that translates on the road. So we're gonna just take it easy, take a good, nice road. We are in full throttle. As you can see, full throttle Houston. Thanks to our friend Gary, thanks to Bryce for letting us do this. And let's hop on this bad boy and see how it's like to ride. Alright, so I don't know if this thing is going to be scratching all of this thing, but oh, it does have like the easy start. You just push it just like Suzuki. Now the first thing you're going to notice that it is, well, the transverse is very similar to the BMW's boxer engine. It does give you a little bit of shaking from side to side. Alright, so right now it's in touring mode. Let's see how we change those things. Man, very hard to engage neutral. There it is. Tour fuel. That's the cruise control here. So how do you change the riding modes, do you know? Alright, so we are all gassed up and ready to go, and we already figured out how to change the riding modes. So the first thing you're going to notice is the suspension, even though it's on sport mode, and supposedly it adjusts the semi-active suspension as well, not only the riding maps. You feel that it's very soft, very plush. The seat, on the other hand, is very hard. So let's see, we'll figure it out. The friction zone also, I don't really like it. Actually, I hate it, but we'll figure it out. Alright, I'm guessing it has a quick shifter, but we'll try it after we set up the mirrors here, because the mirrors are not placed for me. They're actually not placed for anybody. Alright. I don't know, first impression on this bike is, no, it does not have a quick shifter, or at least it's not working. The brakes are good. Man, they're very good. It's a very different experience for anything you've ever ridden before. I don't know if it's optional on the quick shifter, because a bike like this, for this price, you would need a quick shifter. That's very weird. It has semi-active suspension. It has one of the best Brembo brakes. It has the Brembo master cylinder. on both the clutch and the brake levers. I mean, it has a whole bunch of stuff. It would be weird if it doesn't have a quick shifter, but no, it does not. It does not. All right, so the V-twin, that is Traverse or Trest. And the funny thing is that it is not really that term. Traverse means like this. But since every single V-twin is like this, we want to call it that it is doing this. So the whole idea is that the engine is like a boxer, is going with the engine casings coming out from the sides. But instead of a boxer being flat, this one has the 90-degree V-twin that is particular for the Moto Guzzis. I don't like the friction zone. It just takes a while to engage. And I don't like that it doesn't have a quick shifter. And I hate the seat that it is a rock. It's like sitting at a piece of plywood. But it is very comfortable on the regard that it is wide and long, and you have plenty of movement. You can go around, you can even sit on the passenger seat. I don't know, this bike fills you with confidence, even though it's the first time I've ever ridden one of these. You feel very much in control because of the riding position, even though it is tall, not that tall. You do feel very sporty on it. Oh, goodness gracious. We hit a bump, and that's when I guess the semi-active suspension.
You are one stubborn son of a bitch.
Would benefit from changing it from sport to something else, because that was very hard. Hard on my butt, hard on my back, hard on anything. But the semi-active suspension, let's see if we feel any change. Well, if it does have a down blipper, it must have a quick shifter, and there's something that what happened. I don't know, there's something wrong with the quick shifter maybe. Oh, it's not changing. And I just flipped it down with no effort whatsoever, but just once. You see, it flips down, but it doesn't want to shift up. Oh, there it is. Oh, I don't know if you have to engage. I don't know if you have to switch it on or off the quick shifter, because this is not working. All right, let's try road mode. Let's see if it changes the suspension a little bit better. The funny thing is, this bike, even though it's in road now, it feels very, very stiff. Okay, let's try touring now. Alright, so I'm already in 6th gear, but it does have a lot of pep down low. You don't have to change gears. You can be lazy on the gearing. That's good. But one of the things that I was expecting this bike to be a little bit more comfortable than what it is. But right now I'm in tour, and the suspension is still very stiff. Maybe you have to change some settings there, or maybe you just have to wait until the suspension sets and it's going to be a little bit better. I don't really feel a lot of difference on the mapping of the engine, on the modes. So let's put it back into sport. Oh yeah, if you go to tour, from tour to sport, it does feel a little bit livelier. So unfortunately, my camera here is not set up properly, but I do hope there's a lot of wind coming in on my helmet. I do hope that you guys are getting some of the information that I am saying. I love the way it drops. It's a little bit hard to move from side to side, but not that bad. And once you get it on the side, it feels very good. So it is sporty. It's just a very different bike than what I've experienced before. I don't know who this bike is for. Somebody obviously who likes these type of engines, because I don't feel any different from the Boxer engine of the BMWs. And everybody who knows me knows that I'm not particularly fond of those engines. It just feels like, I don't know. I don't like it. I do not like it. Alright, let's get off here and go back, because I don't think we can go touring on this demo. It's just a short, small demo. Thank you so much for the guys at Full Throttle for letting us have this bike to do a quick little first impressions video. I mean, what is this bike for? Well, obviously it's somebody who likes the way it looks, right? Because most of the things about this bike is the way it looks. It does supposed to have, oh look at the little thing here opened up, but I don't know how to close it. It's one of those things that is peculiar for this bike, that it have these winglets that open up electronically. It has the electronically adjustable windscreen, which is very good. So it's sort of like a sport tourer. The only bike that I would think would compete with something like this would be the Suzuki, the new GSX S1000 GX as a crossover. That's what this bike is, right? It's like in between adventure style, in between sport, but more sport touring and sport commuting. Now, when I put this bike on my list, I had it on my list, but unfortunately, I don't like it, the engine, and I don't like the way it feels. I don't like that the quick shifter doesn't work. And it does feel peppy, but it doesn't feel, I mean, all of these components, I think they're wasted on a bike like this because it's not that fast. But maybe, I mean, if you can afford it, you put the nicest things on your bikes, right? You put the Brembo brakes, you put the semi-active suspension from Oldens, you put all these nice little details. If it's a great bike, it should have all of that. Problem for me is that engine, the way it feels, just like the Boxer. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I should be a fan because I'm a fan of motorcycles and I mean in general. I mean, if you would give me this bike for free, would I trade it in for another? No, it's because it's such a nice looking bike. And it's just so different from anything else, so it's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad bike. I just don't like the engine. I don't like the way it feels. When you open up the throttle, did it feel like brrr? I hate that. It is peppy, but I don't know what's wrong with the quick shifter. It engages, but you have to be really hard on it. Really hard. Yeah, I like the way it drops. A little bit bouncy though. Once you hit it, a little bit of the beans, all that hard suspension is not translating into great security when you're fast. But for my style of riding, that suspension will be, I think, will be very good. You don't need better suspension. It's just you have to set it up for you. I like the dash too. It has all the information you need in a nice display. It's not too crowded, and you can change it. I think, I'm not sure. Mirrors are great. I think they're the same mirrors that BMW uses. They're very good and they don't shake. Best things about this bike are the brakes and the looks. The way it rides is nice. Maybe with a different seat, because this one is too hard, and the suspension being hard as well, it doesn't say, hey, let's go touring for miles and miles. It just says, let's do some sporty things, but not as good as other bikes. So that's very weird. So unfortunately, I'm taking off this bike off the list. Maybe the Stelvio gives us a better experience. There are plenty of things that are good with this bike. The electronically adjustable windscreen. There's little things that I don't know what they do or if they do anything. The tires are great. And the chassis is very good. It's just, I'm guessing you have to, that's the problem with all these new sophisticated electronically adjustable suspensions and all these things, that you have to, set it up for you in order for it to be great. Because on any of the modes, I didn't feel anything that tells me, hey, this is the way to ride for like long distance touring. Everything is a little bit too sporty, but not, as I said, it's a little bit bouncy, so it's a problem. I mean, it's not a bad place to be. I mean, I like this bike. The riding position, I think it's a very good riding position. They have something here. So, Moto Guzzi, they did a good job. This is the first time I've ridden one, so maybe I have to get used to the way they feel. Just like the BMWs with their boxer things. I really, and I don't know if I just missed my exit. No, I think it's on this one. Well, that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell button, and share it with all your friends. You don't like the videos, well, share it with all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Now, we hit that long bump. It wasn't that bad. The suspension handled it very good, so maybe I've aimed a little bit too hard. It is more about the seat than anything. The suspension is, even though it's sporty and a little bit hard, it handles the bumps no problem. I love these brakes, man. The brakes are great. They are great. Okay. So for everyday commuting would not be a bad bike to have. Because even though you are sitting upright, it's not that tall. I'm tiptoeing, but there's something with the shifter, man, because now it's starting to feel better. Maybe it's just because it's brand new, because now it feels a lot better. So maybe all you have to do is, well, use it for a while and then it becomes smoother. It is a beautiful bike. I don't know how to remove these or how to close them. Let's see if I change the mode. Will it change? Oh yeah, there you go. Now it changes. So when you're in sport mode, it always opens up. Oh, the quick shifter is the worst quick shifter ever. Maybe it doesn't even have a quick shifter. I'm just forcing the friggin' transmission. And that was pretty bad, man. I felt like a Bronco. But the more you ride it, the more you feel comfortable on it. Alright. Let's take this back and let's see what we feel on the Stelvio. Yeah, it doesn't fill you all with confidence. Ooh. Nope, this is not it. This is the wrong dealer. Fuck. Okay, so let's go one more. That's one more. So, if you don't use the quick shifter, transmission is very smooth. Only the friction zone when you are engaging from first, it's a little bit weird. You have to get used to it. I like the position of the levers. They're a little bit tall, but I don't know, they're good. For my hands, they're perfect. It feels a lot different, like performance wise. You know, it doesn't need all these modes. Sometimes modern bikes make no sense. I put all these things on this bike, just leave it with just one, lower the price. Doesn't need the fancy suspension, doesn't need these fancy riding modes. I mean, it's not a crazy expensive bike, but if you build it on a budget, it will be a much better bike, in my opinion. But I'm guessing Moto Guzzi, being an Italian brand, they want to be premium and they want to just sell to a higher end customer. I mean, it's not a bad bike at all. But it's just not for me. Oh, those bumps are terrible, man, on this bike. It just does not like it. On the roads, because those little things, I don't know what they're called, they take the bike wherever they want to go instead of wherever you want it to go. But I did have fun on this bike, and let's see what we do on the other one, on the Stelvio. Very short on the gearings too, but since it has a lot of torque down low, you can go all the way to 6 and just keep it there. That's a good thing about this bike. The amount of grunt it gives you down low, it's not bad. I am lost again. I thought it was on this block, but it's not. This thing, ding 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 ding. Where is this thing, ding 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 ding? Where the hell is this thing? I am lost, do 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 do. I am lost, do 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 do. So fucking lost. No, it's right here. Okay. Those slow maneuvers, it's not bad. It's easy. Where the hell is my Harley, man? There it is. Okay.